morning, Miss Lanning.
Good morning, Mr. Smith. Mr. Custer's waiting for you in your office.
Thanks. Hello.
Sit down, David. There's something I want to say to you. Briefly, it's...
Really? What else is new?
Pardon me, I believe I'm getting a cold this beastly weather.
You should have your galoshes retreaded. Do you have something to say to me?
Yes, I just spoke to Anne on the telephone.
Oh.
I asked her to come down here to talk this over quietly and sanely. You're much too fine, both of you, to have this happen.
Oh, gosh, Jeff, this is awfully decent of you.
I'm going to take matters in my own hands, David. After all, you and Anne, you mean a good deal to me.
Oh, Jeff, I don't... Shake hands with me, Jeff.
Glad to, old man.
Jeff, you're the best pal a guy ever had.
We're partners, old man.
And you're the best law partner a guy ever had.
We were school chums, old man.
I'll say we were. Why, you were the best fullback Michigan ever had.
Oh, come now, old
Oh,
man.
I always said Harmon was a greater back, but I was wrong, Jeff. Why, that Harmon, he couldn't even touch her.
Thanks, old man.
Mrs. Smith is here.
Send her in, old man. Send her in.
This way, Mrs. Smith. Hello, Jeff.
Fine. Glad to see you, Anne.
Talk to my lawyer.
The lawyer? What lawyer?
Anne has asked me to represent her in this matter, David.
What? Anne doesn't need a lawyer.
You're right, David, she doesn't, because according to the facts, you two aren't married at all.
Why, you sniveling shyster.
No.
Call yourself a lawyer. Someday an ambulance is going to back up and knock all your teeth out.
Now, let's not lose our tempers. We must face facts. You two simply are not married and never have been.
What do you mean?
Oh, I admit a certain relationship has existed between you.
Let's not go into that.
The law states clearly that should the woman care to halt this relationship and marry someone else, she has a legal right to do so.
Really? Are you sure, Jeff?
Oh, absolutely. Peterson versus Peterson, Huber versus Huber, Casey versus Casey, and Horowitz versus the state of Pennsylvania.
My, Horowitz sounds like a bigamist.
You're supposed to be a friend of mine, Custer, huh? And you tell her things like that.
I have never taken advantage of our friendship, David. It's only because you're standing here that I'm able to say to Anne decently and honestly, Anne, would you care to have dinner with me tomorrow night?
Why, of course, Jeff. Where?
Now, Anne, I warn you, if you have dinner with him tomorrow night, we're through.
Good. What time, Jeff?
No, we're through, Anne. From now on, we're just friends.
The store club, all right, Jeff?
Anyway you say.
Very well. Goodbye, Anne. And as for you, Custer...
Yes, David?
Why, you couldn't even carry Harmon's water bucket.
Well, 2 weeks have passed, and Anne's date with Jeff has turned into a series of dates. David is frantic because he has heard that Anne intends to marry Jeff. And Anne is frantic because David is frantically chasing her all over town, which is a pretty frantic situation. Now we find her knocking frantically on Jeff's door.
Ed, what are you doing here?
Well, it was either your apartment or the park, Jeff. David has taken over my home.
Well, come in. Oh, you poor girl.
Oh, you're so understanding. Say, how's the cold?
Oh, fine. I think it's nearly gone.
Well, think again.
I'm so glad you decided to come to me with your troubles, Ed. You could count on me always.
Oh, thanks, Jeff, and gesundheit a million. Say, young man, what you need is a little medical attention. Where's your liquor cabinet?
Oh, I feel fine, Ed.
You sit right down. I'll have you fixed up in a jiffy. Ah, here we are.
Ed, that's whiskey.
Well, of course. David always takes this for a cold or anything else.
Is that all for me?
2 big swallows now, and there'll be 1 less pneumonia case tomorrow.
But I don't drink liquor. I just keep that here for for friends.
You mean you never drink?
Well, I haven't anything against other people drinking it, mind you, but I just never seem to getting around to breaking training. From my football days, I eat 4 different vegetables a day.
But this isn't alcohol, Jeff. It's medicine.
Well, if you think I ought to take it.
I certainly do. Now, 1 big gulp.
All right. There we are.
My goodness, didn't you feel it? Didn't it burn or anything?
No, I've tried this before as an experiment, of course. Liquor simply does not affect me. My metabolism, I believe.
Well, I've never seen anyone hold it like that. Oh, I don't think one is going to do you any good.
Oh, now, Anne,
Well, it's all medicine kills the germs. Come on, drink up now.
Very well. Your health.
What a constitution.
Do you know, I believe my cold is gone.
Well, I never saw anyone in my life who could swallow whiskey like that.
Oh, I imagine it's common among cases of high tamabolism.
I know. Hi, what?
Tambolism.
Uh-oh.
My, it's harming word, don't you think?
Maybe that second one was too much.
Oh, nonsense, my dear. Miss Anne, may I leave your bag for a moment?
Well, certainly.
I find a cold shower counteracts the effect of alcohol, so if yours...
Jeff! Jeff, speak to me. Jeff, wake up! Oh, dear. Jeff! Coming.
Is this Mr. Jefferson Custer III's apartment?
Yes, that's here on the floor. Won't you come in?
May I ask just what is going on in here?
Oh, too much whiskey. Here, help me get his clothes off.
Very well. I beg your pardon.
Oh, now, really, don't be stuffy. Say, who are you anyway?
I am his mother.
His mother? Oh, please, Mrs. Custer, let me explain. You see,
As a matter of fact, I insist that you do.
Yes, well, I'm a friend of his, and we... Oh, look, I think he's coming too. Jeff, are you all right, Jeff?
Yes, I think so. Oh, my mother, where did you come from?
From Newport, and rather opportunely, it seems. Jefferson, who is this woman?
Well, she... now, wait a minute. Don't get the wrong impression, Mother. Anne is a very dear, sweet girl, and none of this is her fault at all. She was only trying to help.
Indeed?
Miss Krausheimer happens to be a very good friend of mine. More than a friend, I might add.
Oh, I'm sorry.
As a matter of fact, Anne and I are going to be married.
Married? Oh, well, that's different, my dear. I am so sorry for what I've said. I know that if my son wants you to be his wife, you're everything you should be.
Thank you.
Oh, my, this is our busy day, isn't it? Would you answer the door, Anne?
Of course.
So, I thought you'd be here.
David, don't you dare make a scene because Jeff's mother is here.
Oh,
now,
she is?
Please, David.
Who is it, Anne? Oh, hello, David.
Hello.
Mother, come here. This is my partner, David Smith.
Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Smith? Jeff's written me so much about you. I presume you know Miss Krausheimer?
Yes, we met some time ago.
Oh, I've just heard the news, Mr. Smith. Isn't it thrilling? But I suppose it's an old story to you.
Oh, yes. Older than you think, Mrs. Custer. Hey, Krause?
Well,
Where are you going on your honeymoon, Jeff? Bermuda?
Bermuda? Oh, I wouldn't advise that. Anne's an awful sailor. Say, Krause, remember the trip we took on the Albany night boat, huh?
The Albany night boat?
Yeah. Now, if you do take a boat trip, Jeff, you'll have to put her to bed and hold a hot water bottle on her stomach.
Oh!
I know, brother. Believe me, why, all night long.
You see, he considers himself a medical authority, Mrs. Custer.
Really?
David, don't you think you ought to be leaving?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I just dropped in to ask Krause if my shorts were back from the laundry yet.
Your shorts?
Krause, Anne sort of took care of his things around the house.
Yes, little household things.
Yeah, best little housekeeper you ever saw. Jeff's a lucky man, Mrs. Custer. I wish you were going to marry me.
You do, Mr. Smith?
Why, you bet. Oh, Krause's quite a girl. Believe me, I ought to know. After all, I've been sitting across a breakfast table from her for 3 solid years.
Oh, Jefferson, it's time that I was running along. I'd like to see you later, if you don't mind, in private. Goodbye.